Good morning, everybody. I have a project to share with you today, and today I have quite a big project to share with you. I haven't done a big project in a little while, and I was getting itchy fingers, so I wanted to do something big. So you will have seen one photo at the beginning, but what you didn't see was that this project doesn't have a front or a back or a side. It is actually embellished and decorated and papered the whole way around. So this is my design team entry for Discount Paper Crafts, which is Kathy's Etsy store. And as I hear Miranda, Miss Liberty 25, saying quite a lot, she has all the latest releases from Prima and Graphic 45 and Ingville Balm and all the latest releases. So this is my DT entry for that. So I'm going to insert a picture now of the photo album type thing that I started with. Okay, so I also used one of these, and this is just a plain wooden turned candlestick. And just to give you a better idea about the picture I just showed you, it's one of these photo frames, which it unattaches from the base, and at the top it has one of these that you can pull out. This is a single one. The one I've used actually has 4 of these, and this has these horrible plastic sheets in that you can put photos in. So of course the horrible plastic sheets didn't stay. So I am really excited. As I said, this doesn't have a front or a back, so I am going to show you side by side. And here it is. Yay! So excited about it, guys. I absolutely love it. It's huge, so it's really difficult to film. I've been trying all morning to figure out a way to film this. It is about 15 inches high. So, how did I start? It is the London Market paper by Pink Paisley, and I started by papering as much as I could. So this is the photo album bit that I showed you the photo of that I started with. This is the candlestick running down the middle, and this at the bottom is a big chunk of wood because the photo album itself was really heavy. So I started by papering around the bottom of the piece of wood, and I also papered the entire box. Now what you can see here is there is a plastic film, and I've got this bling flourish in the corner here. Then there is another layer, which is a photo frame, which I papered. And then inside that, there is another layer, which is where the photo would go. And what I chose to do for now was to actually paper all 3 layers so that it all matches. So, excuse me. I have no idea where to start. I suppose if we start at the top and work down on this side, I have some Martha Stewart punch butterflies. They're double, so they're double butterflies, one on top of the other, with some small pearls in the middle. I have a Prima, one of the new Prima resins, which is the clock, up this side. I have some wild orchid craft flowers and sprays. This is a handmade flower, and this is one of the Ingville Balm, I think it's a junkyard finding, and that says Precious. And then again, some more flowers from either Wild Orchid Crafts or I Am Roses. This is a Petaloo Textured Elements flower. This is some ribbon trim that I actually cut the leaves out of. I was gifted some a little while ago by Jane, and I loved it so much that I actually went back and bought some more. So I cut the leaves out of the trim because I thought they went really well with the paper, as with this flower. This is a flower with a feather attached and a pearl bead, which I got from eBay, and there's some more flowers poked down in there. Then there is a piece of trim that runs right the way along underneath that, which I covered most of up, so you can't see very much anymore. This lower limb shelf is also papered, and then I've got this trim across here. Then if we go down onto the candlestick, this trim here runs right the way around. And what I might try and do is get you a bit closer to the bottom to show you what's going on down there. Let's see how close I can get you. Alright, let me pull it in. Sorry if I'm making you sick, I'm trying to do it quite slowly. So, oh, sorry guys. So, here at the bottom, we have one of the Ingville Balm, I think they are, or Prima, and this is one of the metal lampposts. And then I have this gate here, this fence, which was actually a wooden fence, so I painted it white, which is here and here. And this has a music stamp in distress ink, weathered wood, over the top, and then a sparkly embossing powder over the top of that, which I'm not sure whether or not the camera will pick up. The bottom and the rest of the candlesticks I've used texture paint all over those, so they should have a really nice texture. Then down within this flower cluster there is a mixture of Wild Orchid Crafts, I Am Roses and Prima in there as well. And also some Craft Supplies 1. The idea was that this looked a little bit like a garden under the frame, hence the fence and the lamppost. And then I have a Tim Holtz gear poking out here. I have some ribbon. I have some little blings that Bonnie sent me. Thank you, Bonnie. I have a Prima light bulb that says Care. I have some more Martha Stewart butterflies down here. This is a flower from the Lyric collection. This here is a fabric flower. There's the chest piece over here, which has got the little tiny Martha Stewart butterflies on it. This is a Prima fabric flower. And then again a really nice mixture of flowers in there. So if I turn you around to the side next, I think. Again, guys, I'm really sorry if I'm making you sick, but this is so difficult to film. So I'm going to turn you guys round to this side. And let me start at the top. So on this side we have this sheet of the beautiful paper, and I have distressed all the edges. All the edges of all the papers are distressed, guys. I have put crackle accents over the butterfly just because I thought that gave it a little something extra. And then I actually ripped some holes in the paper and put a different paper underneath. Then I curled back the corners, it's the same on both sides, and put a bit of trim in the corners with the coordinating pink paper underneath, so that it looked like it ran all the way through. So starting at the top, I have some of the pink Wild Orchid Craft small roses. Then I have a metal rose, which is from my stash, can't remember where that came from. I have one of the Prima clock pieces here. Then there's some Prima flowers here. There is a Prima wooden button, and this is a one of the Prima, I think it's Prima, buckles. Then this charm, I made this little charm, and the butterflies is from the Lyric collection, and I hung it off one of the Tim Holtz clock keys. So if we go now down to the bottom here, bring it forward again. Sorry, guys. So the flower cluster from the front continues, excuse me, around the bottom here. These are the new Wild Orchid Craft sprays. I don't know how well you can see that, but I absolutely love these. These are beautiful. Another Martha Stewart butterfly. There's a foam rose there that Leonie sent me, my passion for paper. Thank you, Leonie. Then there is this resin piece, this music note here. And that is pretty much that, I think, for that side. So if I turn it back again to the other side, oh, gone too far. Not gone too far. Sorry, guys. Can you see now? This is the other side, and this side is a little bit plainer than the other side, but also I think a little bit different. So what we have on this side, move back a little, is that cluster of flowers that you saw, that I showed you on the other side just now, starts up here. There is a metal corner piece. I've done the same paper as I did on the other side, so it's got all 3 layers. This is a Prima piece from an older collection, which I've just whitewashed and distressed, which says Memories. And there's a little Martha Stewart butterfly in the top corner. There is some pink pearl beads that run across the top there. Then I have a bling flourish on top of the clear acetate in the photo frame, the same as the other side. And I have layered 1, 2, 3 pieces of trim with this really cute pink flower, and another one of those little Prima lamps just to tie it in with the other side so that it looks all like one piece. So that's the top. Then if we go to the bottom, I have used this wood piece that Bonnie sent me. Thank you, Bonnie. And it says family. And I have stamped that with, excuse me, I have stamped that with a note stamp in the blue weathered wood distress ink and embossed that in the glitter sparkle. This is a Prima resin piece, and this is one of the cherubs. Then down here I have a little small flower cluster, another one of those leaves that I cut out of the ribbon like I showed you earlier. There is a small flower over here in front of the fence with a Martha Stewart butterfly, and then as you can see the flower cluster from the front sort of continues its way around here. The other thing that I have on here, which I don't know if the camera will pick up, I'm hoping the photos will show better, is the same script stamp that I used on the fence, on both of the pieces of fence, and on the family sign. I actually stamped all over the base and the candlestick with. Then I use my small dots micro mask, and there is some pink texture paste in certain places all over the base as well. Then as you can see, everything is textured with the texture paint, and it's all over the flowers. There's some bits in the sides and what have you. So if we go back up again, and I'll show you the other side, and the other side is pretty plain. Are you getting that? A bit more. There we go. So this is the other side, which I've left pretty plain. Again, you could see that flower cluster that's coming around from the front. There's a Prima clock here. Some trim sticking out here. There's a metal key. I don't know if you can see it down in there. Metal key. Some more petaloo textured flowers. What else have we got here? That's the light bulb from back around the front and the other side of the gear there. And then there is a dragonfly poking out, and then there's that trim that I mentioned earlier that runs all the way around. On this side again, I've put some crackle accents over the butterfly, ripped the paper so you can see the pink underneath. There's another of these Martha Stewart double butterflies in the corner here. Rolled corner on the paper with the lace sticking out the corner underneath. So now I'm going to show you the photo album part, and to do that I am going to turn the camera off quickly and give you all a view from above. Bear with me 2 minutes. Okay, so this is the view from above looking down, and as you can see we have these 4 partitions and they have these little finger holes. So like with the one I showed you earlier, hold on, let me grab it. This one, oh sorry guys, not the tripod, this just has the one and this has a little knob on it, whereas the one that I've altered has 4. And what I've done for those is I've papered those with all one sheet of paper so they line up perfectly. There's this trim, which I think is an old Prima trim around the top here, which is really pretty, just a white one. There's that flower cluster, so you can see it looks finished from all sides, so you could put it in the middle of the room or wherever, whichever way round you put it, it looks finished. So if we take one of these out, what I have done is replace those horrible plastic folders that I showed you earlier with some medium weight cardstock in white, and what I have done is I've used the paper line to photo mat the front of all the pages. And there is 8 in each, meaning there is a total space for 64 photos, which I think is just amazing. And then the backs of them, I've left them all plain so that they can either have more photos or, oh, wrong way around, or you can add journaling on them. That was the idea in leaving the backs plain. So they're all like that. They're all photo matted right the way through. And I think it makes a really, really pretty touch. So that is my project. I will insert some still photos now, as you guys know, like I always do. I'm really, really pleased with it, really happy with it. I was speaking with Jen about Oak Tree Vibrations last night, and she was saying, and you said you couldn't do shabby chic. As you guys know, I don't really have a style. I do what I feel, I do what I like, I do what makes me happy, and I am really, really pleased with this project. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your support, and have a lovely day. Bye now.